Good morning, Mount Olive Church. I want to give you a Monday morning devotion. This comes from Brother Jody's sermon yesterday. And of course, the sermon was Don't Lose Faith. And I want to talk to you about the last point. Don't lose faith in prayer. Don't lose faith in prayer. Thinking about that, I want to add another point. Don't lose faith in prayer and expect the knock. Don't lose faith in prayer and expect the knock. And so when I go to the scripture for today, we're actually going to go to Acts 12 in verse 5. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. That's Acts 12 and 5. Peter was therefore kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. Brother Jody said, give me a praying church. That's what I want. That's what he said yesterday. And he talked about all the times that we've come together as a church in prayer. And there was a very special time back in February when the church came together and prayed for me and Roz. And it was like God totally changed the circumstance. And we're so thankful for that, for a church that will gather together. Peter didn't know they were praying. We know that Peter was kept in prison by King Herod. And he was kept there with the intent to kill him after Easter. But the church went to praying. They united, they came together, and they prayed. The power of a praying church. And so I guess my first thought then, thinking about that, is who are you praying for today? Who is the Peter in your life? Or have you stopped praying for someone lately? Or maybe today, this Monday morning, God is putting someone new on your heart to pray for. Well, God encourages us to be a church that prays. So if God's put somebody on your heart, I want you to pray for them. It can change their life. And so, and don't lose faith during that prayer when you're waiting for the answer. The Bible said the children of Israel were in Egypt for 430 years. I think it was Exodus 12. The Bible said they cried out to the Lord. And the Bible said God heard their cry. God's hearing your prayer. And what we need is a praying church. And I'm so thankful for the times that Brother Jody mentioned that we gathered together and we prayed for Brother Lee. We gathered together and we've prayed for Lauren. We've gathered together in so many different times. And so we need to continue to do that. I'm going to challenge the church to do that more often. And so the first point is, like I said, who you're praying for. Prayer was made without ceasing in the church. And then the last thought for your devotion is, expect the knock. Expect the knock. And so I want to go to the scripture here in Acts 4 and 12. And the Bible said, of course, that as they prayed, the angel came into prison, opened up the prison doors, broke the shackles off Peter. Peter didn't know if he was dreaming or what, but the angel led him through the inner gate and released him. So Peter went to the house in which the church had gathered to pray. And while they were still praying, Acts 12 and 13. And as Peter knocked at the door of the gate, the damsel came to hearken, named Rhoda. And when she knew it was Peter's voice, she opened not the gate for gladness, but she ran in to where they were praying and told how Peter was standing at the gate. And they said unto her, thou art mad. They were praying for this, and the answer was knocking on the door, and they said, no, Rhoda, what's wrong with you? You're mad. But she constantly affirmed that it was even so. They said, it's got to be his angel, guardian angel. But Peter continued knocking, and when they opened the door, they saw him, and they were astonished. They were praying, but they didn't expect the answer to their prayer to come knocking. Let me ask you, what do you do when you're waiting for the knock? I'm talking about the answer to your prayer. Expect the knock. That's what I want to leave you with on this Monday morning. Expect the knock. Your answer, your miracle is going to be knocking just around the corner, because God will hear, God will move on your prayers. Expect the knock. Don't be amazed when God answers your prayers. Pray without losing faith and know the knock is on the way. God, I'm expecting the knock. Represent my answered prayer. Mount Olive Church, let's be encouraged. Pray without ceasing. Expect the knock.